I have, what, 4 more boxes of this? I have too much Dragonstone. Oh no. Hi, I'm Alex and this is Tank Tested, and I'm surrounded by a bunch of boxes. In these boxes are stones. I think they're aquascaping material, but I bought them from Lowe's. So in this video, I'm going to unbox them, see what's inside, and see whether or not these are really aquascaping materials and if they're worth the price. Now, a few weeks ago, I saw 2 types of decorative garden stone listed on Lowe's website, brown and gray. The brown looks an awful lot like dragonstone, and the gray looks suspiciously like seiryu stone. Now, the prices for these rocks are pretty low. In fact, they're basically wholesale prices, which is bad news for your local aquarium shop, but great news for aquascapers on a budget. So, there are 44-pound batches here, and I think the Dragonstone are in these nice, intact boxes because Dragonstone is bigger per pound. And I think that the seiryu stone is in these beat-up boxes because seiryu is really, really dense. So we'll start with one of these top boxes, one of these nice boxes of what I think is Dragonstone. Questions that I want to answer are, is this Dragonstone? Is it good quality Dragonstone? And what size is this Dragonstone? It's great to have really, really big pieces for your aquascape, but I also want a couple of small pieces. So we'll see whether or not there's variety in what you get when you order from Lowe's. With that, let's get started. All right, oh gosh. So, I've not seen what's inside any of these boxes. I could be wrong about what's inside, but I think this is our Dragonstone. Oh my gosh. So it is Dragonstone, and it's so much more than I thought it would be. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of this. Oh my gosh. It's a ludicrous amount. And yes, it's definitely Dragonstone. This is sold by Lifeguard Aquatics. It's all wrapped in plastic though, which is unfortunate. Given that I'm ordering in bulk, it'd be great if there wasn't all this excess waste plastic that really isn't necessary. But man, there is a lot of it. I'm gonna bring my camera over, show you exactly what's inside this beast. And I have, what, 4 more boxes of this? I have too much Dragonstone. Oh no. I mean, I am blown away by what I'm seeing here. So there are really nice pieces of Dragonstone with really good texture, large shape, good consistent color. Dragonstone comes in a couple of different colors. There are really warm Dragonstones and grayer Dragonstones. These are all pretty much in the same batch. And there are smaller pieces. It looks like this is about the smallest one. It's probably the size of my hand. And then there are giant pieces that are definitely, well, about the size of my head. I'm blown away that this is 44 pounds of stone that was shipped to my house from Lowe's at just an extraordinary price. Let's see how much stone I actually have. And I also want to see how much this unit of 44 pounds actually weighs, because my guess is that it weighs more than 44 pounds. Let's find out. So I didn't film it, but I unpacked absolutely every piece of Dragonstone I got. It came out to 233 pounds of Dragonstone, 13 pounds more than I ordered. So in terms of weight, absolutely a great deal. Now, in terms of size, there were smaller pieces, and then there were larger pieces. This is about the range of sizes that you're working with. Now this is a pretty good size for a medium-sized aquarium. This isn't a huge piece of Dragonstone though, if you're scaping something like the 150 behind me. This is kind of building block material rather than a large piece of Dragonstone. Still an incredible, incredible value, and most people are not going to have 150-gallon aquariums that they're trying to build an aquascape in. That's an anomaly of people that are really into the hobby or YouTubers. So I think overall, pretty amazing. Now, I do have a couple of gripes though. The biggest one is this. This is a big bag or box of plastic. Every single stone is individually wrapped. And that makes me complicit in just a ludicrous amount of plastic waste that is, to my eyes, serving basically no purpose. So my request to Lifeguard or to Lowe's, if you're shipping bulk material like this, don't individually wrap it. There's no reason to create this much plastic waste. Now, the rocks do break a little bit in transit. As a result, I have this mason jar filled with rubble, which I love. So I've got bigger pieces, you know, that are about the size of a fist, maybe a little smaller than a fist. And then I've got pieces all the way down to the size of, gosh, I don't think I can get it out, but, you know, about the size of a fingernail, or the tip of someone's finger. And then I have pieces that are even smaller in here. And I put them all in a mason jar because all of these little pieces of rubble are really valuable when you're building an aquascape, adding those little pieces of texture that suggest erosion or suggest big pieces of rocks buried within your wall of plants. Really, really valuable. And man, everything is so dusty. That's what you're getting when you ship rocks across the country. You're gonna end up with dust, especially with Dragonstone, which is a clayier material rather than a real rock like the seiryu stone, which I'm hoping is what's in this box. So with this out of the way, I'm gonna say this is an incredible value. 230 pounds of Dragonstone. I'm set for a long time here. It'd be hard to justify not having an incredible scape if I have access to this much hardscape. So let's move on to what I believe is the seiryu stone. Now, these boxes showed up way more beat up. And that's because I think this rock is way denser. So I'm not optimistic that everything showed up in one piece, but seiryu stone is also much harder. So it's still very possible. Already I'm looking in, and everything is plastic wrapped again, which is a bummer, especially given that seiryu stone is way harder and it's going to create way less dirt. But it is indeed seiryu stone. And this box has 8 pieces of seiryu stone. So because there's less of it, I'll just unwrap a couple of them now. So it's very typical seiryu stone, decent quality. The smallest piece is this size. Looks like I might have unwrapped one of the larger pieces. There might be a few pieces that are a little bit larger, but you know, this is your range. Looks like there were a couple of little fragments, so smaller pieces like this, which are great. There's decent striation. That's not something that I necessarily look for, of the quartz striation in my seiryu stone. I like something that's a little bit more solid. Sorry, my dog is barking. I don't know, someone must be nearby. But it's quality stuff nevertheless. This doesn't look like a reject pile of seiryu stone without texture. Because oftentimes, let's see if I can find a piece, seiryu stone really gets its value from the weathered side of the stone. So when you break seiryu stone, you end up with a side that's pretty flat. Yeah, like this piece, that's pretty flat. This doesn't have a lot of value in aquascaping. But the other side has pretty good texture. So there's always a good side and a bad side to seiryu stone. So yeah, I'm gonna unbox all of this and then I'll show you exactly what I came up with. I guess in the unboxing world that's called a haul, or haul, H-A-U-L, haul. So I'll show you exactly what I got for my money, and then we'll do a final wrap up of, you know, how good a deal this is and how much of a game changer it is for the aquascaping world. Let's get started. All right, so I've unboxed all of my seiryu stone. Looks pretty good to me, but there are, again, a couple of things to note. For one, there are some really beautiful pieces. This piece in particular is one of the most lovely pieces of seiryu I've seen. It's certainly probably the nicest piece that I now own. It's got beautiful striations or cracks within the rocks, different than striations. And it's good on multiple sides. So it's not just one rock face that I have to work with. I can use this again and again in multiple scapes and have a different orientation of the rock in every one. So amazing stone here, and it's big. This is a beefy, nice centerpiece stone for a medium-size aquascape. But there are also stones like this one in the box, which I would never even buy if I were picking out individual stones. There's no exposed rock side. There's no section where there's clear erosion. This is clearly the interior of a stone that's been smashed up. There's not a lot going on with this piece of rock. So it's hard to justify why I would ever use it. Maybe I would use it as a back panel, under a crag where I just need the shape of a rock, but I don't need any texture or anything to distract. But it's hard to justify rocks like this. And this is a beefy piece of rock. So, I paid for this. It's not gonna really get any use. So very variable. But, for every one of those, there's one of these, where this is a really interesting shaped rock. It's long, it's relatively stable. So if I positioned it, I could have a really beautiful overhang. Oh, hi, maybe. So this is my dog saying hello to me. What's up? Yeah, no, I know. It's a rock. It's a rock. You want to head off so that I can finish this video? No? All right, well, we'll see if I can continue. So for every piece that's crummy, there are some decent pieces as well. And all in, for the seiryu stone, I ended up with about 155 pounds of seiryu stone. So much less than my dragon stone, but also a pretty substantial amount. This is not enough seiryu stone. Yeah, I know, my hands taste like dirt. This is not enough seiryu stone to scape something like a 150. This is probably good for smaller aquascapes, maybe a 20-gallon, 50-gallon, that range. You have enough versatility that you can really do what you want with it. With the Dragonstone, I have enough Dragonstone here to scape the 150. It would be great to have even more to scape the 150, if I'm honest. But the nice thing about Dragonstone is that it's way more forgiving in terms of its sides. It doesn't have a good side and a bad side the way that seiryu does. It's pretty much consistent all the way through. It just has a directionality, which is what makes it challenging to scape with. You either have to have two pieces of Dragonstone conflicting with each other and have that be intentional, or you have to have them all aligned the same way. Dragonstone really starts to fall apart if you don't follow the directionality of the grain of the stone. So, hopefully I've shown you a couple of close-ups as we went through this so that you can see exactly what I bought. And I think at the end of the day, I would recommend it. My one gripe is honestly, don't wrap everything in plastic. I don't understand what that's achieving. Past that, incredible success, and I can't wait to work with these materials. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully if you're in the market to buy aquascaping rock, this inspired you, and I will see you next time.